No. Hello? All right. Let's see if we're up and running here. Good deal. Go ahead. Happy Monday. 10th is my birthday week, so I am excited. This week is full of magical astrology. Oh, we have the full moon that is coming up on the 14th. There is also a lunar eclipse on that time. So I just feel truly blessed that the universe delivered a full moon and a lunar eclipse on my birthday on the 13th. So, all right, today let's talk about the illusion of hustle versus the power of presence. And this is something that I'm in. Like, I'm in the thick of it now. Okay, instead of hustle, let's talk about expansion. Let's shift the focus to the free, luxury, power, and energetics, magnetism, because that's what I love to talk about. And I want to explain. All right, let me turn off my light. Okay, let's see if that works. Maybe that'll help. I keep tuning in and out on y'all. Okay, so this is so near and dear to my heart, and it is truly something that it requires effort. It requires awareness. It requires attention, because it's not anything that we have been taught. We've been taught that we have to hustle, that we need to grind, that our success depends on how much output we are producing, right? The world for me and building an agency and creating a company that I want to do business online as well as in my community. The world has told me that visibility is grinding, that to show up and to push harder, that is how I prove my worth. But here's what they have not told us. True presence is magnetic. True presence doesn't chase and it doesn't beg. It steps up and it commands. The most powerful brands, the most iconic leaders, they aren't everywhere. They are where they choose to be, and that is enough. And I love that they aren't everywhere. They are where they choose to be. I don't have to dilute myself and be everywhere. I don't have to be on every platform on social media to get recognition. I have to find one, pick one, and stick with it to grow and to build and to become magnetic, because when we're in that hustle, it cuts off our creativity. It cuts off our flow to our innovation and our divine presence. So the most powerful brands, they're not everywhere. They're not hustling. What if I told you that visibility isn't about the content that you post, the hashtags that you use, or how many times you go live? What if I told you that the most magnetic brands in the world are built on energy first and strategy second? This illusion of hustle. Traditional marketing is built on overexposure and exhaustion. I'm like, raise your hand out there if you are done with it. You have put so much into building your social media strategies and communities that you were just exhausted. Or your brick and mortar business, you didn't take time to turn it off. You're networking in person, you're posting online, you're trying to be everything in your business. It doesn't work. That is not how this creative flow and this creative process truly happens. It's not about showing up more. It is about being consistent. It's not about grinding until you're noticed. It's about being consistent and understanding the people that you want to attract, the energy that you want to exude. And as we all know, that the frequency of desperation repels. The energetic misalignment of chasing visibility. This hustle, it creates clutter, not clarity. The more that we force our visibility out into the world, we disconnect from our magnetism. And living proof right here. I have to take time to drop into my faith framework when I am creating anything. Before I hop in to do this live, before I sit down to create a course or a transmission, I want to be fully present so that this magnetism, this creation is flowing through me and coming to you, so it is connecting with who it's meant to. And that's what you're here for. I mean, that ultimately is what your success is. You're a unicorn. You don't want to be out there hustling and grinding. You want to be able to play and attract and be in your creativeness and in that creative, expansive flow. So the more that we force that interaction, the more disconnected we can feel there's a difference between having structure and strategy, and then there's a difference between going through the motions and doing it because this is what you think needs to be done. Consistency is key, but pick something that feels authentic to you to be consistent with that. In building this community, I'm like, for years, I've teetered with how do I show up and what platform do I want to be on and how do I use this and repurpose the content. And I have a beautiful flow now that I am enjoying, and it's connected. Like, there is this connectiveness to all of this because it's a creative process, not a doing process. Like, I'm not just doing it to get it out there. I'm creating it and allowing it to be received. So what if visibility wasn't about how loud you were, but about how deeply you're felt? And that is absolutely my focus. Is I see the creation codes, this framework that I have received, as how you can live in faith and how you can learn to thrive in these new earth energies, how you can release these old triggers and traumas that are keeping you tethered to these old timelines. How do you collapse timelines and quantum leap in your business? It is through clarity and consistency and persistence. It's elevating that frequency into your luxury status, if you will, so that you're leading with frequency in your life and in your business. I'm a huge advocate for AI and automation because your digital empire should absolutely work for you. A few online business builders that I follow, Gary V. I was watching an interview with him yesterday, and he talked about this brilliant marketing man, but he talked about these clubs in New York City and how they had lines, like hundreds long, trying to get in. And he saw an opportunity of like, okay, well, this club isn't collecting any of their information. So what he did is he hired some beautiful women and some handsome men to go down the line and collect their email address. And I think they got something from it when he sent it to them. But his long-term strategy was, okay, these are all people that want to come to a cool club and want to dance and be in that scene. So now, after, just a month of doing this, I've got 10,000 emails on my email list of people who are my ideal client, are my ideal person for now. I could do a pop-up rave, and I've got 10,000 people that I can automatically market to, whether they're in town or out of town. He keeps in touch with them every other month, just sending some value to them through that link, through that connection that he made. So there is power in having strategy and understanding our audience and playing in the frequencies of the people that we want to do business with the people that we want to mentor and to learn from and to teach and challenge to. So AI and automation. So now that he's got those emails, he puts them into this database and is able to think about what he wants to send and how he wants to drive that vehicle, that container that they're held in, his email list, right? Your brand isn't built by effort alone. It's built by the aurora that you cultivate. And that is so true. I mean, look at that example again. He is right front and center with all of the people that he wants to talk to because they're standing in line at the club. So where are people that you want to spend time with? Where are these relationships that you want to expand and to grow? Where are you finding these people? Because the real secret is people are craving your frequency, not necessarily your content. Your energy is your biggest asset. And when your frequency is high, the right people can't look away. And I love that. And that is so true. I mean, this is absolutely how I've built raving friends out there. And I love the feedback that I get and the shares and especially the messages when they hit home. When I can engage with another woman who has felt overwhelmed, who is being triggered and operating in the trauma, the fight and flight, and the going so much that it doesn't feel like her. When I get to connect with her and with him and they feel seen, that is what it is all about for me. That is my message in true form. The frequency is flowing through. So embody this activation. All right, so here's a quantum visualization for you high frequency CEOs. If you can, I want you to take a minute here and to close your eyes. Take a breath in And I want you to imagine walking into a room where every single person turns to look at you. Not because you're loud, but because your presence is undeniable. Because they can feel you even before you speak. Step into the frequency of this effortless power. I want you to ask yourself, where are you operating from visibility anxiety? What are you doing because you think that it needs to be done? Ask yourself, if you fully trusted your magnet, what is one thing that you can delegate, automate, or completely eliminate today? All right, I would love to hear what you're going to eliminate, delegate, or automate today. If you need some help with that, let's continue this conversation. If you're just feeling stuck, let's have a quantum session where we can identify what is draining your magnetism. You know, is it something in your business? Is it something in your personal life that is leaking your energy? So magnetic visibility isn't about being seen, as we have established. It's about being felt. And that only happens when you stop chasing and you start embodying. So identify that one thing in your brand that needs to shift from your hustle to your edgy presence. Maybe it's automating your lead generation. Maybe it's raising your rates. Maybe it's posting less, but with more depth and impact. Ask yourself, what is one way that you can step into effortless expansion today? All right, so have you ever felt like you're just trapped in the grind of trying to be seen instead of truly being felt? If this resonated with you today, I would love it if you would drop a diamond emoji in the chats and let me know that you were here and that you received, that this was felt. You can also join me inside the Creation Codes, a course that I am launching that will redefine our success and visibility and wealth on our terms. I will share the link in that below whenever that is up and a go live. All right, so here are just a few reminders and key takeaways for today. Exude your edginess and your power instead of just being business first. Lead with your energy and embody these energies instead of tactics. Tap into these quantum principles and make your marketing magnetic. Position yourself as the authority, not just another coach or business owner or sales representative. Stand out. You're not just a real estate agent. You sell luxury dreams and lifestyles. But there's somebody out there that you absolutely love to work with, and those are the people that you're meant to serve. So this isn't about playing the game better. This is about rewriting the rules. And that is what this Unicorn Sanctuary is all about. So I hope that y'all have a beautiful rest of the day. From my divinity into yours, I am so grateful for your presence, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye for now.